Hey everyone, this is Kevin, and this is Tara, and welcome to Off the Bow.
This is where life really happens, unfiltered, unscripted, and right off the front of our boat.
If you're ready for the real side of living on the water, hit subscribe and join the adventure. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining back in to Off the Bow. We really do appreciate your support and you watching our videos. As some of you all know that's been following along with us, we just started doing the Great Loop back in last September of 2025. So only been traveling on the boat full time for the last 6 months. We're currently down in Marathon, been down here for a little bit, and I'm going to be down here through the month of February. Really excited. Got some family coming down. Got our daughter that's she's going to be here at the end of February with us. Really excited to have her. So today's video is about tools and some surprising tools that I didn't really realize that you needed to have on the boat with you, and uh, just didn't think about it. I really, I guess, just didn't know exactly what I needed because I never really lived on the boat full time. And I mean, yes, we've had the boat since 2024, but I had access to more tools and more things as we were preparing to get ready to go on this journey. So now that we're on this journey and living on the boat full time, some things that I found that has been very valuable to us that we've needed, I've had to go out and purchase, or maybe that I just brought that I just didn't really know if I was going to need, that I found that has been very valuable. It's only 6 or 7 items, and hopefully it'll kind of give you some insight if you're getting ready to do the loop or getting ready to move on to a boat full time of what do I need to bring? Because that's was the questions I was asking myself. What do I need to bring? Because your space is so limited, you can't bring everything. So let's just jump right into it and talk about some of these things real quick. And hopefully this helps you. So one of the first things that I'll talk about is wrenches. Well, you think, oh, well, I've got wrenches. I'm going to take wrenches with me. Well, the ratchet side of these is what makes these so perfect to have on the boat. Regular normal wrenches. I've got normal wrenches on here as well, but I use these more often than I do just regular wrenches. These come in so handy. I've got metric and I've got standard. You'll find on your boat that you'll have both, standard and metric. So you'll want to have both of them on there, and they come in really really handy. And I actually had these at home and brought them, and I'm really, really glad that I did. These are Craftsman's brand. You can find them at Lowe's or other places if you like the Craftsman's brand, you don't have to buy them. It's just I uh, like their wrenches and like their tools. So these highly suggest if you don't have them already, get them, take them. Next thing is that I also had at home that I brought that I didn't know that I would use as much as I do is this little ratcheting screwdriver set. Also has some Allen heads on there that you can use as well. These come in extremely, extremely handy. I've used this quite a bit on the boat working on things. And if you're like me, that's not the most mechanically inclined person, you just kind of muddle through and hope that you don't tear something else up while you're working on that. Um, the tools is a huge, huge key. And I have found that this has been really, really great for me. The next thing is, and I'm going to go through these fairly quick. I don't want to keep you all too long. But next thing is Allen wrenches. Actually just bought these off of Amazon and got these in last week, metric and standard. And so you'll find that you will need Allen wrenches, and you'll need sizes that you didn't know that you needed on your boat. At least that's the way it's worked for us. And these have come in very, very handy. These are just Amazon basics that we got off of there. You can find these on Amazon. I'm not let me just preference, or let me just say that I don't sponsor, or they don't sponsor me, or anything of that nature. I'm not recommending their products. I'm just telling you where I got mine. If you want to go on there, you can find these. They're relatively inexpensive. And anything that I show you, I'm not sponsored by anyone or anything, and not asked to promote their product. So, but you will find that you will need Allen wrenches more than what you think. This little thing here, it's made by Dep Tech, Deps Tech, I believe it is Deps Tech or Tech. Um, the it's a scope, and on your boat, if your boat is like mine or ours, that there's a lot of tight spaces and tight spots that you can't see, and you can't get your head down there to find what you're wanting to look at before you actually start working on it. This comes in really handy. It actually Bluetooths to your phone, so as you're fishing down in there and you're looking, you've got your screen on your phone, or you can do it to your laptop or a tablet or something of that nature, so you can see what you're looking for. I actually just used this while we were working on our vent hose for our holding tank, and trying to find exactly where the vent hose went. Fortunately for us, the vent hose was up behind a cabinet. Didn't have to really get too small to be able to get to it. But this came in handy to kind of try to identify where that hose was going. So really recommend one of these if your boat has tight spots like ours does, and does not have a walk-in engine room. Even if you have a walk-in engine room, there's just other things that you could use this for, wiring or whatever else that you're wanting to see where it's actually going. So highly recommend one of these. The next thing that I'll talk about is little screwdrivers, Phillips and a flathead. Didn't know that I would need these. Actually, just ordered these with the Allen wrenches to get them in. We were working on our head in our forward head, and couldn't get a regular screwdriver on it, and so had to go to another boat and borrow these from them to be able to do the job. Once I got the job complete, I ordered it on Amazon, got them relatively inexpensive. Once again, these come in extremely handy, because you're just working in some really small and tight spaces, and these will pay dividends. If you don't trust me, you will later. The next thing is this little Craftsman socket set. It's the smaller ratchet and so forth. You'll want that in working on things here, because once again, you don't have a lot of space. And so normal size things that you might be able to work on a vehicle or other things with, you got to learn to get smaller and get more creative. So this set comes with a standard and metric. I really like it. It has really come in handy. And it's Craftsman once again. I do like the Craftsman brand. So highly recommend getting a socket set that has the standard and the metric, but also the smaller ratchet. I've got a bigger set as well that I can use for larger, but this has come in handy on the projects that I just can't get the normal size ratchet and sockets and so forth on. Next thing I'll talk about is crescent wrenches and channel locks. Need some of these. If you don't have them on your boat, get them. They'll come in handy, especially for plumbing projects. I used them a lot when I was changing out our fresh water pump, and being able to get back in there and get things off. Just got to be careful with doing plumbing, which I learned the hard way. Don't over tighten, because then you're going to break, crack something, and you're going to cost yourself some money. Ended up costing us about $350, $400 because I broke the housing off of the freshwater pump, tightening it down too tight, and so I had to order another one. So these are handy. Just remember, don't over tighten. And so this is actually a Crescent brand. I've actually got another set just like this on the boat to have two of them on here. And the last thing that I'll talk about is we stay on the hook a lot. At least we like to. Right now we're at a marina here in Marathon, but when we're on the hook, our solar doesn't it charges up external inverters. So we're able to plug in TVs, fans, you name it, through those and run a lot of things off of those. However, our inverters don't charge our house batteries. So we don't like to run the generator just forever. And so what I did is I went on Amazon and I ordered a battery charger. This one can plug right into my inverter. I can put it on my house batteries, keep my house batteries charged, which that is what runs our lights, our toilets, our fresh water pump, all of those things, refrigerator when we're on DC power. So if you're like us and don't have an internal inverter and solar, and you're like, well, I'm going to have to start the generator every single day to charge up our house batteries to keep things going, this might be a good option for you as well. So, just little things that we have learned in the 6 months that we've been doing the loop. Uh, we started back in September, and now it is the end of January, and we have learned so much, and things that you don't really realize that you need, you find that you do need, or things you just don't even think of. So, um, if there's things that I haven't mentioned that you think is just absolutely, critical that you have on the boat, tool wise, that doesn't take up a lot of space, leave it in the comments. Let's talk about it, as I would like to know, because I'm still learning. These are just things that I have found that since we've started living on the boat full time and traveling, that I've needed and not been able to have a full toolbox chest. So, anyway, thank you all for watching. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. We really do appreciate everybody's support. Have a great day. We'll see you all soon.